Hey guys, I'm in the kitchen this afternoon making a slice, a raw one actually, and utilising some coconuts, just the flesh of the coconut that I have been saving. You know, those of you who love the white Thai coconuts and drink the juice and then discard the whole thing, it's really to your advantage to throw that in the freezer and save it for later, because these little babies make the best raw cheesecake. So instead of using nuts, which a lot of our cheesecakes are based on cashews, that kind of thing, as the body of the cheesecake, the actual raw flesh works well. So you can see here I haven't been too fussy. Prior days I used to peel all the brown off, which you can do if you want to sit there and go through it. It ends up being blended up and it doesn't change the flavour. So for time, I'm just about quick and simple. I'm going to leave that on there. So what I've done is just chopped up a stack of almonds, a few cashews, a few dates, some coconut oil and some cacao powder. So just made this base quite quick and simple. It took me about 10-20 seconds to do that. Press that out. Just using a little bit of Glad wrap because it makes it easy to remove the slice at the end once we freeze it. So what I've got happening in the Thermomix at the moment is I chopped down for 10 seconds some white organic chocolate drops, and I've just set it for about 4 minutes to melt up. So once that's all melted, what I'm going to make is the filling of this cheesecake is going to predominantly be coconut flesh. I've got around about not quite a cup of white chocolate pieces, which is going to make it like a white chocolate cheesecake. So you've got you can call it a double chocolate or even a triple chocolate cheesecake, because what I'll do is on the top later is melt some more chocolate and do a ganache over the top. So we're nearly finished here. We've got it melting down. Once we've done the melting of those chocolate chips, I'm just going to add all this. That's probably around a good 3 cups full of coconut flesh there going in. You could use half and half. Just got to give it, I've been saving it and putting it in the freezer. Just got to give it a good rinse out and make sure that you don't have any of those little pieces of husk from the nut. Coconut, it's a good amount in there. So we're just going to blend this up. It's probably take a good 30 seconds or so. Once you've blended it up, it's pretty important to get it blended down first. Give it a bit of a stir, and I might just do that again for another 10-20 seconds before we add the other ingredients. We just want to really get it nice and smooth. just to get it really blended up nicely, creamy up. As you can see, it's flecky, and if you didn't want those flecks in it, you wanted it beautifully white, then you just have yourself a good 20-minute session peeling those brown pieces off, and you'll have it lovely and white. But what I end up doing anyway is I add a little bit of vanilla bean to it, so that's going to end up being a bit flecky all the same. And look, I've got about 3 cups in there, so I'll probably do a good 3/4 of a cup of coconut oil. This is going to actually be the setting, aside from your white chocolate chips, which has also got the cacao butter that helps the setting agent. And you just want to make it, you need a sweetener. So sweetener of choice, I've got 2 sweeteners. I've got the rice malt syrup, which has not got a lot left, so I'll put a little bit of this in. And then I've got a bit of maple, so probably roughly around a 1/2 cup all up, because it's quite an amount of coconut. Now, if you don't want it sweet, it seems to lend itself. I've got a dark chocolate base, and that's not very sweet, so we want the centre to be flavoured up. And you can do a bit of guesstimate here. Do the taste test once it's done. See if it needs a little bit more. So there's a little bit of maple syrup, so it just keeps it a little on the lower carb side using that rice malt. And then we just want a pinch of salt. And give it another blend. Right, it's 20-30 seconds. Let's see how we go. Pouring this out for you. Doing all this one-handed. Might put the camera down in a minute. And use my spatula. Yep. Time will be about now. So lovely and velvety, creamy. I didn't do the taste test, but yep, that's perfect. And I'm going to do another layer of chocolate on top. So that will just be like a ganache. I'll chop some chocolate, melt it down, maybe add a little bit more, some either coconut cream. You can just use olive oil, just to thin it out a little bit more and make it like a ganache. You can put some butter in it if you're not worried about it being dairy free. Okay, and then my favourite little tool, which is missing in action, just used it today. Where is it? This one, so you can see that. It's a nice big slab. Oops, looking at my veggies that I'm going to deal with next. There you have, just a quick and simple raw cheesecake that's great to pop in the fridge, let it set, then I'll cut it down, have it in its little squares and pop it back in the freezer, so we've got treats to go over the Christmas time. So enjoy. Go try that for yourself. I do have that recipe somewhere, so I'll see if I can find it and post it up underneath for the exact quantities. But as you can see, there's really no going wrong with that. Ta-da!